Medical kit, trauma kits for the individual. Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another episode here at Gideon's Tactical. I am your host, Aaron, and I'm really excited today to do this video as we're gonna look at not only my top 5 favorite pouches for individual medical or trauma kits, but also my bottom line top 4 items that must be in my medical kits. If my medical kits don't have these 4 items or they won't fit these 4 items, then it's really in my mind just like a boo-boo kit. You know, it's just to like help with scrapes and cuts and that type of stuff, which are important. But I believe, particularly if you are really wanting to be prepared, being self-aware, you really need a well-stocked trauma kit / medical kit and know how to use the contents inside. Regardless if it's you're putting it in the glove box of your vehicle, you're a hunter, you're an archer, you're a firearm enthusiast, you're a prepper, a survivalist, you just want to be prepared around town, you're going to the office, you're going to the grocery store with the family, whatever. However, I think everyone should have an individual sized, well-stocked medical kit. And so we're going to go through these here today, as well as these 4 supplies that I think are a must. And I just want to give a disclaimer. I'm not a medical professional. Take all of this at your own risk, and obviously take everything with a grain of salt and know ultimately how to use these supplies. Because if you just watch this video and think that now you're a trauma nurse, you got another thing coming. So just be aware, be smart, and get trained ultimately on the supplies we're talking about today, as well as your medical equipment in general. Now, as we're about to jump into this today, we're going to have links in the description below over to Blade HQ as well as Amazon for all the content that you see here, as well as some extra, bonus stuff for like supplies and that type of thing on Amazon and Blade HQ. When you guys use those hyperlinks, really helps me out. Helps me, make videos like this, buy gear like this, so we can make videos and help you guys to just be prepared for whatever life throws your way. So thank you guys for your continued support, not only by watching, subscribing, but also by using the hyperlinks when there are gear items that you feel like you want to purchase. All right, so we're going to dive into the supplies first, and these are the 4 musts for me. First off are some shears. If there's an injury, particularly if it's pretty serious, you want to be able to see what's going on. A lot of times it's under clothing or whatever. And so you want a good pair of shears. So whatever you do purchase, test it out. Get an old pair of jeans, get an old jacket, something like that, to make sure that these are going to be able to cut and process whatever clothing or material you would need to go through very quickly. But that's a must, so you can see the wound. If one of these pouches or any medical kit you may be looking at, if it can't easily hold scissors, you got a problem. Then Celox. Celox or any other type of hemorrhaging coagulant to help wounds. Now this I like because it does stop arterial wounds, which is a really important thing. So a really serious cut, can absolutely do that. So Celox I really like a lot. Obviously know what you're doing with this and who you're applying this to. This could cause major health concerns and problems depending on who and how you use that. So, but I got to have some sort of, there's quick clot. There's a lot of stuff out there. Just do a little bit of research, but some sort of content that would stop bleeding is super important. Next up is an Israeli bandage or a 6-inch hemorrhage control bandage. They go by a lot of different names if you just search Israeli bandage. And again, we're gonna have links in the description below. Those are super important as well, and will, for a lot of injuries, this will be a lifesaver. It works really well. I have several of these. These things are fantastic. They come in different sizes, but these are basically one step below a tourniquet. They're going to provide a lot of pressure. They're definitely going to stop most bleeding that you're going to encounter, particularly when you mix it with, the Celox and you're using both of these together. That's going to do a lot, even a lot of gunshot wounds, depending on where they are, things like that. This will definitely be a must-have, must-needed item. And finally, a cat tourniquet. Now this is, I believe, a Gen 7 cat tourniquets from not only professionals, but with my own, not only using like rat tourniquets and SWAT tourniquets and I can't remember, soft T tourniquets, like having experienced all of them, this in my opinion not only is my favorite, but I think the easiest one to use, particularly on yourself if you have to use it on yourself, and will be the highest probability of saving a life. Know what you're doing with tourniquets. They are life-saving and can be life ending as well, depending on how you use them and whether or not you know what you're doing. Now, North American Rescue is the company that came up with these. There are lots of knockoffs. Basically, you can tell right away if it's like under 30 bucks. It's a knockoff. I will have, again, links in the description below to Amazon. You can just read the description. If it's not being sold from North American Rescue, regardless if you buy on Amazon or any other website, run away, don't buy it. It's a knockoff. So North American Rescue, but these things are awesome, and it's a must. It's a must-have for me to have myself a cat tourniquet in my medical system. Now, I usually have a lot of other supplies, but they're mix and match, bandages, different things like that. But those over here are the must. My systems always start here, and then everything else is extra bonus type of stuff. And so the first pouch I want to look at here with you is going to run about 20 bucks. It's the 511 Ignitor 6.5 pouch. Now, this is a kind of a do-everything pouch that I've modified into my current EDC medical kit. Now, it's got Velcro on the front, so I can do an identification here for the medical logo and just attach an ID pouch. What I like is, first off, the price point, 20 bucks. Totally dig that. It's pretty lightweight, about 305 ripstop nylon, so it's rather light. It's pretty small. All these are going to be individual, but this isn't like some big, giant, beefy, fat pouch. We got a YKK zipper, goes all the way around, back and forth, easy to grab. And a nice, just simple shape, so it fits really well inside pouches, like backpacks, excuse me. It fits really well inside backpacks. Obviously, again, it's the perfect size to fit all the gear that I just explained, plus all the little extras that I would want, gloves and band-aids and ointment and different things like that are all extra on top of these must-haves. The added bonus as well is on the back side here. It comes with their speed sticks or slick sticks, I forget what they call them, but these work really well so that if I need to, I can attach it to the outside of any MOLLE compatible pouch. I can wear it through a belt if I need to, and these just work really well. They're really quick, and it comes standard. I don't have to spend more money. I don't have to spend another $10 to get some sort of MOLLE attachment. So they stay out of the way when I'm not using them, and they're not getting caught up on stuff. But then if I need them, they're very useful and very quick, very easy to run through the PALS webbing or belt that I may be wanting to attach it to. So it's just a really quick, simple setup. It's not the fastest deploying one of all of these, but for the $20 price point, I think it's a really good kind of blend of everything you would need when you're looking for an individual medical or trauma kit setup. All right, the most inexpensive one that we're going to look at here today is the ITS Tactical Nylon Medical Pouch. This is a very simple setup. This is going to run you $16.99. We'll have links in the description below over to ITS Tactical. What made me gravitate to this is not only, one, the price point, but how simple and lightweight it was. And I think this is great for those of you who aren't planning on really attaching your medical kit to anything. You want it to ride in a vehicle, in a tote that you're taking, camping, in your glove box, inside your EDC pack, inside your backpack. So you want organization, but you don't really need to attach anything, and you don't need to spend all the extra money for attachments and all that type of stuff, because it's absolutely large enough, that I can not only fit my tourniquets this way, but this way, my bandages. It's going to fit all the stuff that you saw in there. It's just a dump pouch. That's all it is, but it is made in the USA as well. It's going to be the only one that we're seeing today made in the USA. Good zipper pull right there. Nice attachments on either side. You got your Velcro wall, comes with the icon, obviously red. Everyone's going to know that's a medical kit. Nothing on the back. Now, with these handles, you can still run this through a belt if you wanted to carry it that way. They do have low visibility ones as well, camo colored and different things like that. If you wanted to go a little bit more low visibility, that will all have this Velcro face so that you could still put icons for medical pouches. But you still could attach this to different things. It just isn't quite as easy, but it's lightweight, super inexpensive, and again, will carry everything that you would need and is great for inside your EDC bags, your backpacks, your different things like that, that you're not really going to attach to the outside or the exterior of a bag. Next up is the Vanquest Fatpack. Now they have lots of different sizes. This is their small size, which I believe is 4x6. And again, being more of the individual size range. There are lots of large medical kits out there. Now, the things that I really like about it is that this is going to be the most organized of all the medical kits that you're going to see here today. You have a Velcro face here. You have a nice little red tab it comes with. The handle's pretty small. You're going to have to use like 2 fingers. The larger sizes will have bigger, grab handles. YKK zippers on either side. On the sides here, you have elastic attachments. So This is really laid out to have your tourniquets on the outside and like your scissors on the outside of the bag. For some of you, you really like that because it makes it super quick. You're not having to fumble with zippers or different things like that. This is a very fast acquiring system. So you're going to be able to find what you need super quick and then deploy it in a medical situation. The downside to that is obviously these are out in the elements if you're attaching it to LBE and those type of things, or on a backpack or whatever. So that is just something that you need to consider. But these elastic bands will really hold not only your scissors but tourniquets really well on the sides. Really like that. Now it will not come as of this moment that I'm aware of with any sort of MOLLE attachment, and this is going to run you about $30 for this size here, and it'll just go up from there between $30 and $40, and then you got to spend more money to get, you know, MOLLE attachments. So that's just something to consider. It's on the more expensive end of what we're looking at today, but again, really well built Cordura fabric, just really nice, lots of attachments all the way around. And then when you pull and open, so the idea is that this is attached maybe to a waist belt, a tactical belt, tactical vest, whatever. Boom, you pull this thing open, and then, as I said, the most organization of all the ones we're looking at today. You have lots of loop attachments here that you can run all sorts of different smaller items in. Then you have lots of different attachments in here as well, and then four different pockets, one on each wing, and then two back to back in here. So you're gonna have the most organization out of it and the fastest deployment into the interior of the bag. You don't have to mess around with zippers because you can just large motor control functions can activate it and tear it open, versus you're going to need smaller motor functions to use the zippers on all of these other ones that we're looking at here today for the most part to get to the majority of the items. All right, next up is another item from 511. This is their actual designated medical pouch. And this guy's going to run you about $35. They have black and tan at the moment. You know, other color combinations may come later. Now, this will again be more of a lightweight feature. So this is going to have 305 ripstop nylon. It is going to come with those attachments out of the gate, which are super easy to attach, which is a big plus. You are going to have that medical icon on the front. And this is really, in my mind, designed purely for the things that you see here. This is not necessarily the best do-all medical kit. It's more of a designated trauma kit for LBE systems, battle belts, that type of stuff, those type of things. And that's why I gravitated to it. I purchased this originally for my battle belt for when I am at the range, because it takes up the least amount of space side to side. You know, it's tall, but then it's narrow. All these other ones are kind of short and pudgy and will take up a lot more space on a belt. This does not take up a lot of space, and it expands outward instead of sideways. So that's something that you just may need. So on the front face here, we have a tourniquet pouch that holds these cat tourniquets perfectly. It only is attached with a little piece of Velcro. That's my only critique. I would have liked to have a clip here. It still is very secure, and the tourniquet fits really snugly in there. It's not going to fall out, but it's just a little gripe that I have, that I would have preferred something other than Velcro to keep this flap down. Then it does have a nylon pull-out piece that you can either have hanging out or not, that when you grab, again for large motor control, it will deploy the entire bag so that now it's open. You're gonna have a heavy duty nylon strap here, and then you're gonna have 3 just nylon pouches right there just for large items. So again, this is not really a medical kit, it's more of a trauma kit designed for these large, quick acquisition items to really stop a gunshot wound or hemorrhaging, and that's basically it. It doesn't have quite the organization for some of the smaller items. When you open it up, those smaller items would want to fall out. It's designed to hold like 3 or 4 large bandages, tourniquets, and like Celox and scissors and those type of things. That's what it's designed for, and that's what the layout would be if that's the type of system that you're looking for. I think it is a great feature. I have a couple of them, and I use them regularly on my more tactical gear where I am looking to just stop a major wound. And finally, really my favorite kind of do everything setup is going to be the Blackhawk quick release medical pouch. Now, it's going to come with this nice window there for identifying that this is a medical kit. The zippers are very large, so even with gloves on, you can get a finger through there. It is red, so again, it's easy to identify, and that's a big plus. Now, what really sets us apart from the other ones that we've been looking at today, all of them are either just kind of dump bags that don't attach to anything, or they're PALS webbing compatible. But if they're attached to PALS webbing, you don't really have time to take it off of whatever you've attached it to. And a lot of times, I don't know about you, I want to take it off so I have the bag right in front of me as I'm, dealing in an emergency situation. I'm like, holy cow, I don't really want it on my body, trying to rip it off and trying to get to it unless I'm literally just like this one pulling out a tourniquet. I mean, that's really the only thing that I would want. I want to be able to remove it without necessarily having to fumble through the PALS webbing. So that is what this design offers you. It has this clip up here. You're able to disengage that. It has this giant red handle that, again, large motor skills are easily able to use. You grab this thing and then you pull the Velcro wall, which is super strong, off. Now this is PALS compatible. So you're attaching this to your backpack, to your LBE system, to a waist belt on a backpack, whatever it may be. And that's how I usually carry it. And that's why I like this thing so much. So I'll attach this to my waist belt right on my weak side, on my non-strong side, so I can disconnect it and rip it off if need be. So this stays attached. Now I've ripped this off, and now I can get into it, use it, do whatever I need to, toss it to somebody if they're injured, or I'm running to get help and I just tear it off and throw it at them and can run down the trail, or do whatever I need to do. So that is something that I just wanted to point out. I love the quick release feature. It is a major selling point for me for this pouch, particularly for quick deployment. Then you open this bad boy up. Lots of organization as well. We've got a red attachment here. We've got a back pocket right here, 2 elastic bands, several other elastic bands, another red attachment here, another pocket, another elastic band. So you're getting major organization, which is super, super nice. Now, again, you're not gonna have anything hanging out the outside. Your tourniquets are still gonna be inside, but it makes it for not only the largest of all these that we're looking for, but the quickest to deploy off your body, which may be something that you really value, and I definitely put high value in. And then if you're not using it in that capacity, you can still, throw it inside a bag, and these will just tuck away, and you don't have to worry about them getting snagged on stuff. And so it will fit inside larger backpacks or EDC kits if you want to go that route. I just usually prefer this one for my EDC because it's a little smaller, so it's a little less real estate inside my bag. So, but for you, that may not be that may be a non-issue. So there you have it, folks. I want to thank you for coming over here today. Now these are just my options. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. There are lots of similar styles, so I'm not saying these are like the end all be all. These are my favorite. These are the ones that I've used. I've looked at almost everything on the market, and they either are just similar to what these do or almost like exact copies. So these really, just depending on what layout, what system you need, I think are going to be fantastic for individual trauma/med kits. And these are the 4 items, again, that these pouches must carry in any medical pouch that I ever test out or purchase in the future. It has to be able to hold these well and give me quick access to them. So I want to thank you guys again for coming over here today, checking out the channel. I really hope this video has helped you out, decide what pouches, what supplies are minimum for you, and point you in the right direction so that the next time a medical emergency occurs, you have the supplies and you have the gear to hold those supplies so that it's really easy to grab access to, and you're not fumbling around hoping to God that you have what you need. So thank you guys. Check us out on all the relevant social media. That's a great way to see what's up and coming. Please subscribe, comment, like, share this video if you're not a current subscriber. I invite you to become part of the GT family, throwing up videos like this every single week. If you are a current subscriber, thank you so much. Hit that bell icon. That'll help make sure that this video and videos like this are on your newsfeed on a regular basis on top of the subscription. And finally, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.